Shalom to the nation of Israel. First and foremost, before I get into my lesson, I want to start off by giving all praises unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone that teach and that rule well today. And peace and salutation also to the fellow laborers that's in the ministry, and as well the believers that are scattered worldwide in all truth and sincerity day in and day out. Once again, I'm the brother Shaquat Gabar coming at you with another quick lesson. And right before I get into this lesson, this message or these videos goes out to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, which we are the true biblical Hebrew Israelites according to the Bible, and also to the Israelite foreigners that are scattered amongst the heathen nations and that may take on the physical appearance or look of another nation. But if your bloodline goes back to Negro, Latino, or Native American descent by the seed of your father, you are considered an Israelite as well. Shalom. So basically this lesson is going to be about, as you can see, I had this video queued up, okay, which is all one of the beloved brothers amongst the ministry, okay, that's in the faith. Okay, as you can see his channel, The Hopeful Elect 3. Okay, he gave the title, okay, of his video, YNs, okay, will F around and find out. Okay, because when it comes to lately, okay, you hear about the talks of President Donald Trump, okay, deploying National Guard troops throughout different states when it comes to, certain neighborhoods or communities that got high crime rates. Okay, recently, when it comes to Chicago, okay, which is famously known as, okay, negative or infamous, okay, known as Chirac, okay, due to all the, the murder rates, okay, and the crimes, okay, when it comes to mainly the, the black community, okay, when it comes to, Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, okay, when it comes to their alternative lifestyle, okay, when it comes to, the drill music, okay, the drill lifestyle, okay, the gang culture, okay, the drug culture, okay, and that's where, they push when it comes to the music, the movies, entertainment, okay, but when it comes to real life situation, okay, our people over there in Chicago known to, blow each other away, okay, when it comes to the crime rate, okay, and gang relation, okay, amongst, Chicago, okay, so now you got Trump saying that he's going to deploy, troops there, okay, when it comes to the National Guards, and in response, you got certain, individuals amongst those YNs, okay, saying that, they ready, okay, how they got so much artillery, okay, for the National Guards, okay, and so this individual that the brother, have in this video, okay, is going to explain, okay, how, when it comes to the National Guards, hey, they on a whole nother level, man, okay, they ain't like the average police force, okay, over there in Chicago, okay, and that's just the National Guards, man, okay, when it comes to the Esau Edom, okay, which is the so-called white race that's in power today, okay, many of these elites, okay, on down to the less luminary ones, when it comes to the government officials that doing their bidding, okay, and when it comes to Esau Edom, their blessing is the sword, okay, and the modern day sword, okay, is their artillery, okay, their advanced weapons, okay, through their military troops, okay, and so this individual, okay, it's going to explain how, when it comes to, those young Negro, Latino, Native Americans, or YNs, okay, our people, they're so destructive, okay, and trusting in their, the guns, okay, where they think they got the guns from, okay, they're from Esau Edom, okay, and we always have the saying, okay, here amongst Great Millstone, and when it comes to niggas, okay, their guns only work on niggas, okay, because that's not their blessing, okay, that they trust in the gun, Okay? But that's Esau Edom blessing. And Esau Edom know how to use it well, man. Okay? Because the Lord set up Esau Edom, okay, to be the left-hand side or the sinister side, okay, when it comes to the sword, to be a punishment upon our people, okay? And the Lord has set up Esau Edom to be our arch enemy, okay? And yes, they are the wicked, okay? And the Lord eventually is going to come back and judge Esau Edom as a whole, okay? But in the process of time, the Lord going to use Esau Edom, okay, to come with that sword, man, okay? And the Lord's going to bring judgment upon 2/3, according to Zechariah chapter 13, verse 8, when it comes to the wickedness of our people, man. Okay, so let me go ahead and play this video. I'm going to get a couple of scriptures to expound. That'll be the lesson. And I pray and hope that this lesson is edifying.
Hey, good afternoon, y'all. Hey, man, this is still TikTok, so I'm not gonna say nothing crazy. But, listen, you Chicago YNs, bro. The military is coming. The National Guard is coming. And they are unlike your police departments, and they are not controlled, ran, or governed by your police departments. Please don't let that governor and that mayor gaslight you. They cannot support you and they do not have your back. And I'm going to be honest with you, with all the mayhem and the BS and the trouble that you guys have caused, nobody's going to riot for you. Nobody's going to protest with you. You guys are about to have an awakening. You know what I'm saying? So my best advice to all you young brothers, man, young sisters, whoever's involved in the shenanigans is, please go home. Stay at home for a minute. And if you got something that you don't want them to find, you need to get all the way rid of that, man, because they're coming. They're coming. And a little hint to you guys. I know you guys are thinking, man, they can't be all over the place. They can't be everywhere at once. And we can shoot over here and they won't know. Listen, the federal government is not coming with state stuff, if you understand what I mean. They're not coming with state technology. They're coming with federal technology. And you have to understand that when the federal government comes into a picture with federal technology, you have the whole power of the United States government behind them, which means satellite technology. Gun firing technology, which means if you pop a gun here, they can triangulate it and track it right down to you at that very moment. Then all they're going to do is go in and demand that every shop owner and business owner within the vicinity release video camera footage. And trust me, they can't say no. And they're not going to say no because they're tired of what's going on out there in Chicago. You guys really, man, y'all done messed that state up, man. And you know what? As a black man, I'm really over watching you guys kill each other, man, because you're killing off my next generation of people. You're killing off a lot of the older people, too, and you got so many victims of so many different colors, and you guys just don't give no fucks. But I'm gonna tell you something, man. This dude is finna bring in somebody who's gonna clean that shit up. And I hope that y'all go along with the program, man, and not be the ones to be the example. Because like I told you in the beginning of this video, I'm not gonna protest for you. You know, you were warned. I'm not gonna riot for you. You know, you were warned. You were told. I'm not even gonna advocate because you were told in advance to chill the fuck out, calm the fuck down, and sit the fuck down somewhere. Now, you guys consider yourself grown at the age of 14, 15, 16, so do whatever the fuck you like. But at the end of the day, when he brings the National Guard through there, please don't let that governor, that mayor gaslight you. You are not battling nobodies. They are not the best trained, but they are significantly trained. in combat tactics. And while you guys are talking about, well, we got switches, well, your switches don't compare to nothing they're coming with. Nothing. You think they're coming with pistols? You think they're coming with some Glock 45s, a couple of 9mm? No, bro. You think they're just coming with M16s? M16 is far from the worst thing that they can bring. I mean, all of you guys have played Call of Duty, so if you want to act like you don't know, then act like you don't know. But I'm going to tell you this right now, two things for sure. They're going to unalive a bunch of you. You point a gun at him, you're going to be unalived. So be safe, man. And whoever's watching this video, you know, it's just my opinion, but man, please like, share, follow, get this video out there so people can see what's going on and what's about to happen, because this is not finna be a pretty sight, especially if the YNs think that they're fighting nobodies. You're gonna see real fast.
Yeah, so you heard him, okay? You know, going into how, you know, how bad it's gonna be, okay, for certain of you Jakes, okay, when it comes to you Negroes, okay, that's in that type of lifestyle, that gang culture, that toting guns and talking about they're gonna retaliate against the National Guards. Okay, like you say, man, you know, they ain't gonna have no comparison, okay, to the, you know, that type of military branch. Okay, and that just, you know, a low level, man, okay, compared to what Esau really had when it comes to the military. Okay, where did they start, you know, sending more NATO troops, UN troops, okay, foreign troops, okay, to surveil, okay, to patrol, okay? Yeah, they got, you know, super soldiers, okay, AI technology, AI robots, okay, tanks, okay, Humvees, okay, drones, okay, etc. Okay, and the Lord gonna allow Esau Edom to come in as that flood, okay, when it comes to his own troops amongst certain states, okay, especially heavily where you Negro, Latino, Native Americans reside at, and cause mayhem. Okay, so we that close to the coming of Jacob's trouble, man. Okay, and Yahweh Shema Shai is gonna allow this. Okay, because when it comes to you Negro, Latino, Native Americans, throughout time, throughout years, okay, the apostles and elders, okay, the bishops, elders, brethren on down, okay, when it comes to the Hebrew Israelites, constantly out there giving that warning, okay, when it comes to the street ministry, when it comes to this word being published on the internet, okay, we teaching you and telling you to repent, okay, come back and acknowledge Yahweh Shema Shai, okay, hey, but we come to understand that the Lord gonna bring judgment upon 2/3, and the only ones that's gonna receive the truth to be covered and sealed to be delivered is the elect, okay, of the nation of Israel, which we're considered 144,000 and the 1/3, okay, but there ain't gonna be no excuse, because they have been warned, okay, and you got a great millstone Chicago camp or branch out there, okay, a large camp, okay, but majority of our people, they don't want to take heed, okay, like I say, especially, you know, when it comes to the topic, these YNs, okay, they're constantly being destructive, okay, to the, you know, the communities, to each other, okay, hey, so they're gonna come to the time the Lord gonna bring that sword, man. Once again, it's Esau Edom. We seen that being mounted up, literally, okay. So let's go ahead and get into the scriptures. And I'm going to start off with Hosea chapter 4, verse 1. And it says, hear the word of the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, ye children of Israel, and how the Lord is doing that by the way of the prophets, okay? The ministry of the prophets, okay? For the Lord have a controversy with the inhabitants of the land, because there is no truth, nor mercy, nor knowledge of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai in the land. Yeah, so our people don't want to understand or acknowledge the truth, okay? You know, not only out there in Chicago, but nationwide or statewide, okay, here in America, okay, where you got YNs all over the place being destructive, okay, and everywhere you Negro, Latino, Native Americans here in America reside at, okay, best believe the Lord have camps out there, man, okay, and His word as well, like I say, due to the internet, okay, being published, okay? And it says, verse 2, and it says, by swearing and lying and killing and stealing and committing adultery, they break out and blood toucheth blood. And that's our people, man. They're known to murdering each other, okay? Stealing from each other, robbing each other, okay? Committing adultery, okay? And then it says they break out, okay? Gun violence, black on black crime, okay? Gang related, okay? That they are boasting it about, you know, making it, you know, into entertainment when it comes to the music, okay? With Esau, you don't allow a lot of that madness, okay? Because he's behind a lot of these propaganda and, you know, setting up these YNs or these gangs, okay? And they're setting up these certain rappers to endorse it, to push it, okay? You know, so you know, so they'll boast about it in the music, in the entertainment, get on social media, okay, and brag about it. How many bodies they done caught, okay? You know what they done did, you know, stealing, okay, selling drugs, okay, boasting in, you know, the money that they have, okay, the material things, the cars, the clothes, the jewelries, okay, the women, okay, our women as well being destructive, okay, boasting how they done set up a lot of men, okay, how they done rile a lot of men, women, okay, and amongst, you know, Chicago, a lot of these shootouts and they hitting innocent bystanders, okay, when it comes to drive-bys or shootouts, okay, you know the stories when it comes to the news, okay. And it says, by swearing and by lying and killing and stealing and committing adultery, they break out and blood toucheth blood. Okay, so we see that. Okay, that's why the Lord gonna bring judgment upon majority of our people when it comes to the 2/3, man. Okay, let's get this. This is Isaiah chapter 51, verse 20. And it says, thy sons have fainted. They have lied at the head of all the streets. And that's what our people known for. And we in the streets. Okay, the hood. Okay, the block. Okay, gang territory. You know, turf wars. Okay, and so our people have fainted. Okay, when it comes to, especially now, this young generation, these YNs. Okay, and it said, thy sons have fainted. They lie at the head of the head of all the streets, as a wild bull in a net. Okay, so imagine a bull, okay, that's already, you know, wild, okay, but he's in a net, okay, you know, they're trying to catch him with a net, okay, and that bull will go, you know, crazy, angry. So that's how the Lord compared majority of our people to 2/3, man, okay, when it comes to these YNs, man, they're being reckless, okay. They are full of the fury of the Lord, Yahweh Shemel Shai, the rebuke of thy power. Okay, so the Lord gave him over to that ruin. Okay, to give him over to that mindset, that lawless mindset, that senseless mindset. Okay, the Lord gave him over to Satan. Okay, it's just for the Lord gonna be justified to judge him. Okay, when it comes in the time of Jacob's trouble. Okay, and when it comes in the time of the Lord bringing that sword by the way of Esau Edom. Okay, matter of fact, let's get this. And then Isaiah, I'm going to stay in the book of Isaiah. Chapter 10, verse 5. And it says, O Assyrians, the rod of my anger, okay, in the mighty day Assyrians, okay, because the Assyrians will always be known for their war tactics, okay. And it says, O Assyrians, the rod of my anger, the staff in thy hand is my indignation, okay. And the Assyrians also been known for what, putting the northern kingdom in captivity, okay, when it came to the time of the Assyrians ruling back then, okay. And the northern kingdom, you know, represent today, okay, Hispanics, Latinos, and Native Americans, okay. And so just as back then, the Lord brought, you know, the Assyrians against our people, Okay, the Babylonians against the southern kingdom, Judah, Benjamin, Levi. Okay, and the modern day Babylonians or Assyrians, okay, today are the Edomites. Okay, when it comes to this government system. And when it comes to Esau Edom, sword, man. Okay, when it comes to his military might. And it says, O Assyrians, the rod of my anger and the staff is in thy hand is my indignation. Yeah, the word indignation means righteous anger. So Lord is about to bring righteous anger against 2/3 of our people. And it says, I will send him against a hypocritical nation, against the people of my wrath, while I give him a charge to take the spoil, to take the prey, and to tread them down like the mire of the streets. Okay? And that's 2/3 of our people, man. Okay, when martial law is fully enforced, okay, and the military take over the government, and everything more, strict, okay, draconian measures, okay, strict legislations, strict executive orders, to bring lethal force, okay, the Lord gonna allow that, man, okay. You heard that individual, okay, that Jake in the video, okay. A lot of people gonna be unalive, okay, in his words, okay, especially these YNs, man, okay, and it generally, okay, Esau Edom come after the Lord gonna have Esau Edom come down upon all the wicked of our people, okay, when it comes to the nations, okay, all the tribes, okay, but especially these YNs, man, okay, and these, Elder Apostle Recall always call them these GMO babies, okay, Generation Z, okay, that's all, of our people being lawless, senseless, okay, and so they're going to be treaded down like the mire of the street, okay. Let's get this. Ezekiel chapter 21, verse 9, and it says, Son of man, prophesy and say, Thus said the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, a sword is sharpened and also furbished. It is sharper to make a sore slaughter. It is furbished that it may glitter. Shall we then make mirth? Okay. It could tempt the rod of my son as every tree. Okay, so the Lord sharpening that sword when it comes to these troops, man. Okay, that's about to make more evasions. Okay, and setting up shop. Okay, like I said, the National Guard, they're just, a small level. They wait till these more and more of these foreign troops. Okay, the NATO troops, super soldiers, AI, okay, soldiers or technology when it comes to robots, drones, okay, that's Esau Edom blessing, okay, the sword. And it says, and he had given it to be furbished that it may be handled. The sword is sharpened, it is furbished to give it to the hand of the slayer. And that slayer is who? Esau Edom, okay, through this government, okay. Cry and howl, son of man, and that's what the Lord is doing by the way of the prophets out there giving that warning, okay, to you tribes, man. For it shall be upon my people, it shall be upon all the princes of Israel. Terrors by the reason of the sword shall be upon my people. Smite therefore upon thy thigh. And that's what we're doing, okay, telling our people, okay. At the time of we're approaching the time of Jacob's trouble. And Esau Edom ready to come with that sword through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Okay, so that's it on that. Let me see. 2nd Ezra chapter 16, verse 70. 2nd Ezra chapter 16, verse 70. For there shall be in every place in the next city a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. Okay, going to your tribes, man. Okay, they shall be like madmen, sparing none, going to these troops. Okay, the Lord will allow to put the spirit on, okay, to come against your tribes, man. But they shall be spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. Okay, so a lot of our people are going to be destroyed, okay, by the way of the sword, okay, by the martial law troops, okay, thrown in concentration camps, detention centers, okay. But a lot of our people, especially these YNs, man, the Lord going to put the spirit on Esau Edom and these foreign troops or these heathen nations, okay, even down to these average Edomites that tired of these Negroes Latino Native Americans, okay, to come with that sword, man. Okay? And it says, for they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Then shall it be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as the gold in the fire, okay? And eventually that's the elect, okay, being delivered, okay? Because we're going to be in the time of us of the hopeful elect. We're going to have to first face the time of persecution, okay? The time of martial law, okay? But the Lord said the elect is going to be delivered. And it says, "Hear, O ye my beloved, say the Lord," okay, saying, you know, the elect, "Behold, the days of trouble are at hand." Jacob's trouble. Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 7. Okay? "But I will deliver you from the same." And that's the elect. "Be ye not afraid, neither doubt, for Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai is your God, and is your guide. And the guide of them who keep my commandments and precepts, say the Lord power. Let not your sins weigh you down, and let not your iniquities lift up themselves." And that's us. Okay, us are the hopeful elect. Okay, praying Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai that we be found in the good graces, that we be covered. Okay? And the Lord gonna lift up a standard for us, man. The Lord gonna be our protection, okay, when all hell break loose. But for majority of our people, man, hey, they're gonna be straight, you know, gonna be judged, okay, straight up. Okay? Let me see, that might be it. Let me see. Yeah, you know, so, you know, I'll probably end it there. Okay? Yeah, I'll end it there. And so, you know, once again, you know, just going into, you know, a lesson and how the Lord about to prepare that sword, man, which is Esau Edom. Okay, to come against you wicked tribes, man, or the 2/3 of our people. Okay, especially you individuals out there, okay, that trusting in the gun, okay, and thinking that you can come against Esau Edom military force, okay. Nah, man, they're gonna be a bad move, okay. And once again, the Lord is gonna allow Esau Edom, okay, to come with that sword against you tribes, man. Okay, when it comes to the 2/3, man, okay, a judgment, many ways how the Lord gonna come after you tribes, man. Okay, due to your wickedness, man. Okay, but the Lord is gonna be with his elect. Okay, those that repent and return to seek Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and end the lesson here, and I pray that the lesson will edify. Until next time, Lord willing, shalom to the hopeful elect. Shalom.